Okay, we're gonna look at how to subtract fractions, and specifically, we're gonna refer to the March Skills Assessment, problem number 9, which asked you to subtract 17/24 from 3 and 1/4. So I'm just gonna write the problem here real quick. Now there are a few different ways to tackle this problem, and I'm just gonna go with one to start, and then if you want to do it different ways or ask me about different ways, we could do that, or I could even post those solutions in subsequent videos. We're gonna get to the point today where answer is in an improper fraction, and then I'm gonna stop there. And if you want to learn how to change an improper fraction into a mixed number, you can see the video that highlights skills, foundational skill number 6, which is how to change an improper fraction into a mixed number. Okay, so let's start by just taking a look at the what 3 and 1/4 is. When I say it out loud, 3 and 1/4, that just means it's 3 plus 1/4. 3 and 1/4. And so if we just subtract 17/24 from that, due to the commutative property of addition, then as long as I keep the negative sign with the 17/24, meaning my 3 here, I know my 3 is positive. I know my 1/4 is positive. My 17/24 is negative. That means I'm taking it away from whatever else exists in this expression. So one way I could do that is I could keep my negative sign up here with the 17/24 and turn this into a positive sign. That's easier visually for me to say, due to the commutative property of addition, I can rearrange this expression however I like. I could put positive 1/4 first, and then my negative 17/24, and then my positive 3. That's totally within the rules of mathematics due to the commutative property of addition. Now, in this case, and in all cases, I cannot add or combine fractions without first making sure the denominators are all the same. And in this case, all 3 denominators are different. The 3, for example, could be rewritten as 3 over 1. Any whole number you could do that with, basically meaning we've got a 1 part, and we've got 1 part per whole, and I've got 3 of those parts. So in other words, I have 3 wholes. And that's WHOLES, wholes. So this would be, like 3 pizzas, for example. How many, in this case, this pizza has 8 pieces, and out of 8 total possible pieces, so I have 1 whole pizza. It's just one way to look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so up here, if I'm going to rewrite this expression, let's just bring the 1/4 down and the negative 17/24 down, and then I've got my positive 3 over 1. If we go ahead and make all of these denominators the same, I'm going to have to, in order to do that, to make to turn the 4 into a 24, I'm going to have to multiply it times 6. if I'm going to multiply the 4 times 6, whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So if I turn the 4 into a 24, I have to multiply the 1 times the 6, and that's going to be 6. So now I have the first two terms with denominators of 24. That's good. Now I can combine these two. However, I also have the 3 over 1. And in order to get a common denominator of 24, I have to multiply 1 times 24. Whatever I do to the bottom or denominator, I have to do to the top. So 3 times 24, if you haven't memorized that yet, we can do our multiplication over here. 3 times 4 is 12. Carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6. Plus 1 is 7. So I have 72/24. And to put that a different way, if I was to look at 72/24 and say, hey, could I simplify that? Or what's an equivalent and simplified fraction to 72/24? I would pretty quickly realize that I could divide both the bottom and the top by 24 and arrive at an equivalent fraction of 3 over 1. Okay, so now that we've got our three fractions with common denominators, I can simply almost ignore the denominators and just add the numerators straight across. So what's 6 minus 17 plus 72? And you could even, you could add the 6 and the 72 first. 72 plus 6, that's easy for me. Easier than maybe taking the 17 from the 6, and then I'd wind up with a negative integer, and that can be sometimes more confusing. So I'm going to go with the easy route. 72 plus 6 is 78. Now I'm going to subtract the 17. 8 minus 7 is 1. 7 minus 1 is 6. So I end up with 61/24. And since I told you in the beginning of this video I'm going to leave that as an improper fraction, that's our answer. Okay, thanks for watching.